Let's go!
Omni-Man time. I hope he's fun, right? I just hope that they're creating like a captivating character. It seemed like he had some interesting moves in general from the trailer that they presented. I was like, okay, maybe I'm getting a little excited for this, but I don't know. Omni-Man's definitely not a character I'm like, yeah, let's go. But I am definitely ready for some more spice into the mix of Mortal Kombat 1. And who knows, dude? I'm playing Havoc of all characters right now. I just hope that he is he's enjoyable, and he causes some disruptance to the entire game. And I hope also the cameo that is associated with him does the exact same thing. Skipping ahead, and I get the wonderful luxury of doing this.
One thing I'd like to add is that in the upcoming patch, we will be having 2 out of 3.
For Combat League.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
yes, yes.
So
Thank
you'll be able to get
God.
a couple more matches in.
Thank God.
Not as long. So 2 out of 3 is definitely coming to Mortal Kombat 1.
Yes.
Combat League.
2 out of 3, thank God.
Character adjustments, things like that. A lot of quality of life things. And we'll be continuing to do that as we go forward.
As we will. Yes,
a lot
of course.
cool stuff.
Speaking of that sort of thing and quality of life,
Yes.
let's talk about Invasion.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. We're doing that now?
Let's do it now.
Okay, terrific. So,
Invasion?
of course, Season 2 overall is coming soon, right? We've got, that's for Combat League, and that's for Invasions. For Invasions, we're introducing a new Mesa. Maybe we should just show that off real quick?
Let's see it in all its glory.
Okay, let's check it out. And it's Bloody Glory.
So, yeah, new zone, a new board game, pretty much, right? Yeah. I mean, the invasion stuff I think is that's nice. I think a lot of people will be very happy. But I have not even gone through invasions, and I don't know if this is going to get me to go through it, so I'm going to check this out.
Super speed.
Of course.
Okay, here you go.
I think should we get to Omni-Man?
Let's go. This is what people came for.
All right, we're going to walk through now how Omni-Man with the cameo of Tremor plays.
All right, let's go. So, Omni-Man is a very simple character to describe. He is a powerhouse brawler that has super speed. It's kind of interesting. We've had a lot of characters who are really fast. We've had a lot of characters that are super strong, and he kind of combines them in pretty neat, interesting ways. So let's check him out.
I
Go
can't
over
wait.
his normals first. They are pretty straightforward. He punches, and he punches really hard.
Okay.
All the punching. All the
That's
punching.
probably plus
Throw
on
the
block.
haymakers.
That's exactly right. This is not a martial artist. You know, he is not. There's not a lot of finesse.
Stand 3 and
One of the
stand
first
4
moves
looking
I like
pretty
to show
funny.
is forward 4, which is like his pretty good advancing mid. He slams you down. A lot of his moves are high, so this is kind of one you want to use when you want to go mid.
Oh no.
Another-
A lot of his moves are high. That immediately makes me think of like Scorpion. And Scorpion has the same mid starter, where obviously he's like doing forward 3-2 or something like that. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit, most of his attacks are high? Okay.
really
Is that a
good.
string right there?
Yes.
Gotta look for low
Yeah,
starters.
the end is just a 1+3 input.
You know I love them.
Right. Another really good mid up close is his back 1, and it has 2 options. Back 1 pops them up, and back 1-2 is mid and is safer.
I really hope
Back 1-2's
we get
mid, okay.
combos, but we'll have to wait, I guess.
Well, I'm sure we'll see. He also has some really interesting mix-ups to open up the opponent. Like, for example, his sweep is pretty unique because he drops down and does extra damage
That's interesting.
Because he's that fast.
because he's super fast.
What a show off.
He also has forward 3 where he literally just stomps the ground and creates an earthquake.
So strong.
That'll set up for
And then
cameo
I think
stuff.
this is one of his
That's
coolest
actually really
moves.
good.
He has an awesome long-range overhead where he zips across the screen super fast, and if he's up close, he'll zip behind you
Oh.
and knock you down.
And that's just the button.
Yeah, it's just forward 2.
What?
And you can see it has really good range.
That's all I'm gonna need.
Interesting, but it doesn't start
Yeah, you can
combos.
set up with the sweep.
Man, he just loves putting people's faces.
That's got to be a
around.
starter, right?
Yeah, he's a strong guy. So let's go over his special moves. Great.
Yeah.
One unique thing about Omni-Man is he actually has a lot of aerial mobility. All of his
How are you supposed to avoid that? Brother, it's Mortal Kombat. You literally press one button and it's probably unsafe on block. Don't worry, you'll be just fine. There is no left-right mix in this game, dude. You just hold down one button.
His special moves can be done in the air. He has ground and air versions of all of them, which is pretty unique to MK. First one I'd like to show is the Mega Clap. He puts his hands together. It's not patty cake, it's the Mega Clap. Sends them very, very far. It's a great combo ender.
Hulk smash!
Punisher, kind of mid-range footsie tool.
Could you almost use it like zoning too?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Keep them in. Keep
So is it
them
mid-range
out.
like projectile? It is. Okay.
Not full screen, but the EX version goes even further and will destroy projectiles.
Oh, okay. Man, he's just turning.
I do got to give them credit. There's more projectile destruction in this game than most Mortal Kombats, right? That is kind of neat, you know, and it's something that people have been sort of bitching about for so many years that, oh, you don't, projectiles just fly through each other. Well, now some projectiles just don't work that way.
the ground. Everything he does.
He also has this big charge mover. He literally just like charges in with his chest. And
Eat my
we all
nipples.
learned in the 90s,
That's what he should say during that.
wrestling games, that if you put your chest
Yes.
out, you're blocking moves. So he can
Eat my
just
nipples.
charge in. And the EX version has armor, so this is kind of as advancing. You think they're gonna do like a projectile?
That's got to be his wake up too, right?
Kind of similar like a Johnny Cage Shadow Kick.
That's a funny ass
Another
wake up.
special movie has that, and you'll see this. Being able to close the gap is a reoccurring theme with Omni-Man.
Gotcha.
Because he
He
wants
has
to get in
this.
there and punch.
Exactly. Torpedo move. A superhero classic. He can do this in the air and it actually goes downwards. It'll pop the opponent up. Another move, great.
So this was a
for
special
just
move,
full
okay.
Screen. At any moment you can see
It wasn't like a charge down 3 in the air or something like
So
that,
this is
down 2.
interesting, though, because if you do it on the ground, you're not following up.
Correct. But if you do
Oh,
it in
that
the
does
air,
lead to a combo. Oh my god.
Very cool. I also really like how the blood from his opponent gets onto his costume. It's pretty awesome. Like I know that we get blood on everybody, but for some reason on him it just looks real cool.
It's just kind of iconic with
Yeah.
him, you know.
Yes. So then let's go over his most interesting special move that I think really sets him apart. The Viltrumite stance.
Do you think MK1?
So it's down
So
back
before
three.
this, we're getting interesting questions from the chat. Do you think Mortal Kombat 1 has a low ceiling compared to other fighting games in the current industry? Hell no, dude. I think this is the hardest NRS game I have ever tried to play. I think there's things that make it easier, but to actually like hit timings of certain things, nah, this game's difficult, dude. To actually like hit appropriate timings. All the other fighting games are like making things easier, right? Street Fighter 5 is making things super easy. Tekken 8 is making things super easy. I'm sorry, Street Fighter 6. All the other fighting games are like making things as easy as possible at a low level, but still hard at like a high level, right? Harder than Stripe? Absolute. Have you played Mortal Kombat 1 and tried to just do combos? Dude, it is... I don't know, man, like timing cameo buttons and shit like that during stuff, and if you get the wrong timing, it doesn't work, like all this weird shit. Dude, combos are, even doing simple actions is difficult, is actually hard. I used the example from before. Mortal Kombat X is naturally one of the harder Mortal Kombats because you have to deal with a forward block cancel at all times. MKX is definitely shockingly difficult for a game that is as casual as it wants to be. Shockingly hard just to do like miniature run cancels and shit. But even MK1 tones that stuff down and manages to be difficult in different ways. So weirdly enough, like MK is easily one of the most like casual friendly fighting games from a single player perspective, but I don't think it does a lot to accommodate the player in terms of, you know, its systems. It really doesn't. It doesn't do anything, man. It doesn't do anything different than the previous games to be like, hey, we want to make things a bit easier, you know? No, Guilty Gear Strive is insanely easy, dude. You'd press 2 buttons and then fireball and you're doing 35% damage. I think that Mortal Kombat 1 is, in all the MK and NRS games I've been playing, it's kind of a difficult game. And guess what? I like it. It was kind of daunting at the start, and now I like it. I've gotten used to it, so I don't even think of the game being difficult anymore. But yeah, like there was several weeks in there where it's like, Jesus, I got to get used to how this game works, man. It feels like funky. I got to get used to it. Now I'm just used to the funky shit. Is it harder than Street Fighter 6? I think so. 100%. Yeah. Street Fighter 6 is fucking easy, dude. That game is super easy to do shit. They literally give you a whole mode that just does shit for you.
And he starts hovering in the air. And from here, he has
No more
4 different
distractions.
moves plus a bunch of mobility options. Let's start with the mobility. You can cancel it, but you can also warp forward.
Oh,
Extremely.
That looks like it has a healthy chunk of recovery, but
Yeah, he can do this in
it
the
looks
air like all-
equivalent to like a Raiden
pretty
teleport.
But we'll go over his moves. The first, I think, is one of the key moves, which is this grab.
So command
And
grab.
This is like his main combo starter. You can quickly go into it. You can even go into it off of the low I talked about earlier.
Just dragging people in the dirt.
He also has this move where he zooms across super, super fast behind you. That's a great combo ender. It's a great check. You think the opponent might try to like throw something out when he's in the stance. You can quickly
What I
go
do
into
like
it.
about this
He also
is that Omni-Man is not visually looking like any of the other like Injustice-y characters, right? Omni-Man's not looking like a Superman. He's not looking like a Supergirl. I'm seeing some different shit, which is what we were all sort of worried about.
has an overhead from anywhere on screen. He drops down.
So it tracks.
Exactly.
Never mind.
And then lastly,
Damn, pause button doesn't work anymore. Never mind. He's just Martian Manhunter. I'll shut the hell up. He's just Martian Manhunter. I'll just shut my stupid mouth without all the stretchy arms. Dude, YouTube. What did YouTube fuck up the pause button?
a big
This is wild to me, chat.
anti-air
It just stops working.
uppercut and zooms across and then covers all the upward space. So it's kind of like the upwards version of the zip behind you.
I just love that spine break.
It's so cool. I like the facial animation. So then the question is,
Yeah, it
how
isn't
am I
space
supposed to
anymore.
go into this stance when you're doing projectiles, you're doing long-range normals and all that, and he's just vulnerable floating there, right?
Well, I don't think
Wrong.
it really is.
No,
I don't
no,
think
no,
so.
no.
So in Viltrumite's stance, when he
Sick.
does it, he's immune to all fireballs. They will literally just pass through him as long as he's in it, and that includes in the air.
That's some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen.
It's definitely
It's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
Just dodging.
The EX version starts up faster and also makes him immune to normal attacks as well. And then he can go in and punish them.
That's so
Pretty
cool.
as
sick.
they're recovering.
Pretty sick that you can, you know, catch people mashing.
Yes, and again, he
He's
can do
got
that
a
in the
got
air.
you mashing sort
The
of
EX version is
move.
very, very
I
quick.
mean, I don't think it's going to be nearly as good as freaking Johnny Cage parry, but it seems pretty cool.
It'd be embarrassing too.
It is very, very, very
That's
cool.
awesome. I love it.
And then lastly, for his mobility, he has a unique air dash. This actually has a physical hit attached to it. It doesn't just pass through the opponent. So you can see he spins the opponent around for a free hit. And you can do two as long as you have meters, so you can do stuff like
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. Super sick. The fact that it gets weird air combo extensions because he's a flight guy. Yeah, I love it. Dope NRS. You know?
to do some really cool flashy combos. So you can use that to get in.
I think this
It
is hella
actually
dope.
has a physical hit attached to it. It doesn't just pass through the opponent. So you can see he spins the opponent around for a free hit. And you can do two as long as you have meters, so you can do stuff like to do some really cool flashy combos. So you can use that to get in, you can use it to get out, and it'll always have that physical hit. So again, to recap that, if you just do it for the first time, it doesn't take any meter. But if you want to do it twice, like in a combo like I showed, it's going to take a bar. Similar to how Notaro works.
Very cool.
So I think in general,
Cool.
Omni-Man
That looks
is a
fun.
pretty simple powerhouse character to play, but he's got great mobility options, great offensive ability, and I think the Viltrumite stance is going to be super, super interesting. to
And
see.
people, people sometimes, like, of my level probably, when you hear stance, you get a little scared. But his stance is actually it's not your
No.
typical, like, it's not that hard to use, really.
Right, it is not really hard to use, and he was not meant to be. He is
Right.
meant to be like, just like you see on Invincible. He is just he's just tearing through people effortlessly. That's exactly what a design team went with, and I think they really nailed
It
it.
shows, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Super cool. I love it.
yeah, I think he's going to be really, really cool. So would you guys like to see Tremor?
I think we would.
Oh,
You know
God.
what? Let's just save it for another day, Raven.
Just save
Just
it?
save it for another day.
Oh, God, I forgot that Tremor's in here, too.
All right.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm pretty impressed. There was definitely a lazier direction that they could have taken this shit. But they did a pretty good job by making him not feel like something that they've done before, which historically NRS kind of has a rough history with. There were several like DLC characters that showed up in Mortal Kombat 11. Martian Manhunter, he's got one Martian Manhunter move, right? He's got one. However, there were several characters in MK11 that like popped up that were like, oh, this is just the MKX stuff, but worse. You know, this is just MKX stuff, but with just way less. I'm curious what other costumes he's gonna have. I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of this friggin' costume.
All right,
I'm swayed. Okay, all right.
So Tremor's one of the most.
I don't know if I like his goatsy butt chest.
Cameos
Don't look that up.
And I can't wait to see our players use him because he has more moves than any of the original roster cameos.
Okay.
Let's see how it works.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
So we all know Tremor debuted in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, but he really made his big playable debut in MKX.
Correct,
Where he
correct.
had 3 variations.
Yes.
And that's something our design team wanted to bring back. You can actually go Aftershock, Metallic, and Crystalline, and he has a different set of moves in each stance. So I'll show how it works.
So wait. We're saying Tremor is just straight up 3 different cameos? He can't switch to the other versions on the fly. You just get to pick whichever version he is. Wow. Holy shit. So they literally made him an MKX character with 3 different variations. Wow.
He starts with Aftershock. You can even see in his life bar, and he's like the brown.
He starts with Aftershock.
Looking clobbering time Tremor.
Right.
So he has 3 moves when he's in Aftershock. He has his Rock Punch. It's exactly what you'd expect. He just kind
Lunge
of
and
comes
punch.
in,
Yep.
it's safe on block. It knocks
Not
you
an ambush
away.
assist.
You can use it to end your strings.
Right.
He also has Up Punch, which is a pop-up starter.
Not an ambush, but a launcher.
Which I'm pretty sure he also had in
In
MKX. Yes.
And then lastly, he has his Ground Pound, where he comes in, he does a low, and then pieces out. So if you have a really good overhead, for example, maybe you have a mid-screen overhead that's almost instant. You can also have a mid-screen low that's almost instant,
So good.
which is pretty awesome.
And that's just a knockdown. Hard-
Exactly,
yeah.
right.
And so you would say Aftershock, he's sort of the attacker.
Yeah,
The
I would say
offensive
it's,
one?
it's
Yeah.
offensive, it's pretty basic, it's the most kind of standard Tremor.
Right.
Kind of the one, like base, which is why it's the default one.
Right.
Yeah, everything in Aftershock looks like it is not an ambush. Everything seems to have like cooldown.
So then, at any time, you hit R1, and he'll come out, and he'll cycle to the next one, which is Metallic. Now he has an entirely new set of moves.
You can just change? You get that option at any point.
And they're all lava-based. He has his Lava Burst, which is like your mid-range, safe, kind of, there's no reason not to use it.
Right.
He has an anti-air Lava Burst. And then this is really, really cool. He has this bowling ball, which is a low, and if you hold it, it becomes an overhead.
Okay.
So he's
Cute.
got kind of mid-range attacks, plus a 50-50 from full screen that you can mix up.
Oh, awesome.
Again,
so then,
straight out of MKX. It's so cool.
right, and so then that gives you also zoning abilities or a projectile if you have a character that is lacking that,
Exactly.
which is awesome.
Or if you have really good projectiles and you want to double down,
Double
on
down.
mix-ups, you can go that way.
Right.
And maybe you have like really great anti-air, and this can be a low that is going to make them want to jump. You know, you could put out Li Mei's Lantern and then be doing this. It's just all kind. I think the creative freedom in the cameo system is the coolest part of the game, right?
Can't agree more.
Yep.
And then lastly, one more stance,
Okay.
Crystalline.
People have been looking forward to this.
Yeah, Ed kind of teased it, and I think a lot of people guessed some of the stuff he could do.
Yeah, totally.
So in Crystalline, he has 2 attacks. He has Crystalline Burst, which will reflect projectiles. And
Projectile
then the big
reflection.
One, and a lot of people were like, there's no way they're going to do that. We did. Crystalline Armor. So once he has Crystalline Armor, it's doomsday for the opponent. Oops, I was too slow. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. So he's going to summon the armor. And he will just absorb attacks like an absolute badass.
Beast.
Oh. Wait a minute. You still have hit stun, but it's just less. It's not Crystalline from fucking MKX. Yeah, you still get hit stunned. And I think in MKX, you just had 1 hit of full armor. So it said now you just take... So chat, everyone's like freaking out about this. It looks still good, obviously. It looks good, but this is nowhere close to what it was in Mortal Kombat X. Did he have hit stun in that one too? You know what? You're right. I guess you did. Only 1 hit of the Doomsday trait. Can you explain? So you got armor from Crystalline in Mortal Kombat X, right? However, you could like absorb a hit. Like you just had like, it felt like super armor at some point. But now this is a bit more like Doomsday armor. You took very little hit stun. Like it was, you could still just mash through things, right? And do quite well. This feels like it is, I mean, we're not seeing him attack through it. It was only one hit. Granted, it was only one hit in Mortal Kombat X.
Absorb attacks like an absolute badass.
Beast.
Right. Keyboard was working a second ago, YouTube. Now it's not. Very cool.
All right, here we go. So he's gonna summon the armor,
And it recovers pretty fast too.
and he will just absorb attacks like an absolute badass.
Huh. It's super fucking good, right? It's super fucking good. It means that potentially things are, that are normally like safe might not be safe anymore. Like you might just be able to like mash through the end of strings and shit. You can block one part of the string and then mash through the end. Maybe. In theory, it seems super good. But I mean, don't worry guys. If there's anything, if this is too good, obviously, it'll get nerfed into the ground and nearly useless. It'll cost you your entire cameo. The cameo will literally run away for the rest of the match and be unusable for the rest of the match. Don't worry. If it's too good, enjoy it for a couple weeks and then, you know, oh, you'll call him in, he'll give you armor, and then he'll peace out until the next game comes out.
Badass.
Beast.
Right.
And so the way this works, the cycling is once you do the summon, like I said, it'll go through. And it goes in a particular order. And if you hold down in R1, it goes the opposite order. So you could go
Gotcha.
from Crystalline to Aftershock instead of and skip Metallic in between, if that makes sense. It's like
Yeah.
the cycling.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a skill cap
Yes.
on like people who can go back and forth and know what
Exactly.
you're doing. So like yes, they
People are saying better than Sub-Zero. Well, Sub-Zero is only projectiles, and Sub-Zero is completely projectile nullified like Jade. So no, it's quite different. Hit stun is still being applied, right? It's a bit different.
have a lot of moves, but yes, you have to be cycling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to manage
always
that.
Are gonna, right. You're going to have to manage the order that you're in because you cannot go straight from Aftershock to...
Oh, God. Yeah, somebody just said Tremor and Johnny is going to be a fucking nightmare. It just further amplifies his ability to be a complete piece of shit.
Or sorry, you can't go from Metallic to Aftershock unless you go down, like you cycle back, if that makes sense. I just confused myself. But it'll make sense because there's only 3.
Right.
So it's rather you want to go which order. And then there's a really, really, really cool twist, I think, really sets him apart. When you call him out, it's an ambush move, and you can transition into any of these attacks. So let me show you. Right now,
Which ambush move did he have?
Crystalline.
Curious.
If I go to Aftershock and then immediately enter a back in R1, he will immediately, while still on screen, go into the ground pound. Like so.
Oh, interesting.
Or next in the cycle is Metallic.
But it costs
let's
the
say I
full
wanna do
cameo
Golden
bar.
Ball. I can do it that way. Or Crystalline. I can do instant Crystalline armor.
Interesting. Very cool.
So that means all of his moves can also be ambush moves.
All of his moves can be ambushes if you... Can we do this for every character? I pray to God that this is the primer to allow this for every cameo. So I'll try to describe what's going on, chat. Your entire cameo bar is being used to essentially turn an assist attack that normally costs like, you know, a chunk of the cameo bar. It's using the whole thing, but it turns it into an ambush, right? Things that normally are not ambush attacks, you can spend a bit more on to turn them into ambush attacks. I think that's a really cool idea. It's making the game needlessly more complicated, right? And I can't believe that Tremor is already this complicated as an assist. It's kind of insane. You thought Chujinko was weird. Like, oh, I just call a cameo and it does this, and I call 2 others that do that. Like, Jesus Christ. You're gonna have to play Tremor and analyze, do I want to transition this into a cameo assist, or do I want to use the 1 bar and then transition from Crystalline to, you know, this thing? Like, holy shit, there are so many things he can do.
If you commit to bringing him out, swapping, and then immediately doing the move. Now that's going to be somewhat risky. They can get you out of it. You're going to have to be where you are in the cycle and all that. So there's a lot of risk and a lot of thought that's going to go into it, but it's extremely powerful if you can master the cycle. And I think it's one of the cooler mechanics in the game for cameos.
Excellent.
Very cool.
So that's that, huh?
I think we have one more thing to show.
Okay.
His fatal blow, and the fatal blow attack that he goes into is pretty neat because again it uses his speed. You can see here.
Seems pretty crazy. You guys got to mark your references, or else no one
so
knows what
pretty
the
good.
heck is going on.
Early access for Omni-Man is on the 9th,
That's right.
and then Tremor will be out later this month.
Yep.
And in addition to that, too, we will be having free trial towers as well. So you'll be able to try Omni-Man for free if you did not have early access for it.
Yep, and that'll be in the gateway portal.
Correct.
Sounds great.
That's nice.
Hi.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it.
You should be waiting for it. Is it?
That's it. That's it.
Is there a match? There is. Okay,
Your
okay, hang on, hang on.
There you go.
Wonder if Scorpion's gonna have any changes.
I also love. I always like the hair, the white.
Yo, what? Nice up block. Jesus.
I like the hair, the white hair on the side, so that's what's happening.
Scorpion really gonna open you up, huh?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
You can see right there, Omni-Man tried to call out Tremor, and Scorpion actually stuffed it. So. Tremor's
Wait,
very, very
wait,
powerful,
wait a
Tremor,
minute.
And Scorpion actually stuffed it. See right there, Omni-Man tried to call
Mid, right? Mid high, right? Okay, okay. Mid high launcher.
Tremor, and Scorpion
Mid, clearly a mid. If this is a high, I will lose my mind.
actually.
Like forward 1-2 or something like that. So he has a mid launcher, right? He definitely has a mid launcher. And even potentially, I don't know, better one than the one that's like a forward 3.
Stuffed it. So.
He has two
Tremor's
like
very,
mid high
very
pop-ups.
powerful, but it's
They
not
said back 1-1. Okay.
down in any time. I think as the game
He's
goes
got
on,
mids.
it'll be really interesting to see the best players and how they learn to preemptively stuff
Cool.
cameos and all that.
Yeah, we avoided the hellfire there too.
Yeah, that was awesome. It's definitely his coolest move.
It's so flashy.
I am not seeing
I
any
really
low
love how
starters.
designed
He does have that like forward 3.
so the effortless power he has.
Yeah.
It's
There's not. He's not like. It's like he's not even putting a lot. You just
right.
Just do
Yeah,
it.
it's very well done. Lava burst. Ton of range on lava burst.
Goofy. So he got Crystalline out.
Big, big rock.
Should be called getting dunked on.
Oh, you get anti-air. But didn't really get a lot from it.
Just doing some spear pokes, really.
Scorpion and his spear pokes.
Oh.
Good blocks. Convert.
Oh, good combo.
Not done yet.
The air combo
Pretty
stuff is
cool.
very
I mean, but here's the thing. Was pretty cool, but check out the damage.
good combo.
Not done yet.
The air combo stuff is very
Dude,
fun,
that
too.
that last part of the combo did like 30 damage. It was like literally nothing. It scaled so much. Look at this shit. It scaled so much, dude. Okay, 230, and then he zips. The extra zip
The air combo stuff is
did
very
almost
fun, too.
nothing. You guys can't see this damage?
Not done yet.
Oh, my face is on the damage. Here we go. Yeah, it does nearly nothing.
The air combo stuff is very fun.
Very little. It scales ridiculously
Like,
hard.
hitting an air dash and seeing them spin around is very fun.
Seems like kind of a waste of a meter. Yeah. Seems like it might not be worth it.
God, Omni-Man's neck.
He's
Really
fine.
unfortunate. Yeah, he's very, very strong.
That one was meterless?
Convert.
Oh, good combo.
Not done yet.
The air combo stuff is
Convert.
oh, good combo.
No, it cost meter.
Combo.
Not Not yet.
The air combo.
No,
is
it definitely
very
cost meter at the start. He didn't use the extra dash in the end, but he spent a meter to do the launcher.
like hitting that air dash and seeing him spin around is very fun.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Nice
Oh,
timing.
yeah, this is gonna hurt pretty bad.
Take him up to the air.
Launcher again.
I think it's really.
Yeah, that seems to be a better ender and easier.
You put your face on the
It's
ground, how it
great.
kind of chunks at it. I think
Yes.
that's really cool.
He's also got some really cool fatalities. They are again
Wow.
just very, very simple and to the
What just happened?
They are again just very, very simple and to the point.
Is
Also,
that a combo
It was
breaker with a
Shujinko.
giant rock?
yes, it was. That was Tremor riding a giant rock. It is great. I was the first time I saw
That was,
like, oh
I
my
believe
God.
that was actually
Giant
meterless.
rock?
I
Very,
believe
very
this was a meterless
simple
combo.
and to the point.
Is that a
Also,
combo breaker with a giant rock?
Back
yes,
1-1.
It was. That was Tremor
Forward
riding
3.
a giant rock. It is great. Yes, it was. That was
Yeah, this
Tremor riding
this
a
launcher
giant
doesn't cost anything here.
It is great. I was the first time I saw that I was like,
380
oh my God.
meterless, but you have to like it. The only problem with it is that it's starting from, well, it's a punish opportunity. It's like the same thing with Scorpion, where Scorpion gets really good damage if you start combos with forward 3, like forward 3-2. Same thing, right? Where if you start with his like launcher, you begin the combo with it, you can sort of really pack on a whole bunch of damage. Damn, the junk in the trunk though.
To be fair, if you were doing a combo, it would break you, your concentration and everything. It's just a man surfing a rock.
Oof.
down.
Looks like that's gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't see Scorpion.
So if there's one criticism gameplay wise that makes me not feel like he is going to inherently be godlike, he doesn't have very long reaching mids, right? He does have a couple of launching mids, which are nice. However, no lows. Fucking no lows, dude. He has one low that pops up a little bit. However, you're going to need a cameo to make up for that juggle, right? You're going to have to get some kind of cameo that's going to pop them up a little bit more to convert that low. There's inherently some things that are obviously like that don't scream crazy good, right? You can cancel the low starter. Okay, so his low starter can actually be special canceled. That could be good. You can go into stance from the low. All right. So that's pretty good. If he can cancel, special cancel, what, his back 3 or forward 3 or whatever the heck it is, that is pretty good. Then that's probably the only thing he's missing. He's just missing overheads, and he has one already. And I think his overhead was like, they said it was back 2. So you can't cancel into a back 2, but at least you get, you know, something to start making people block in different directions, right? Similar to that.
Thank you everybody for joining us. We're super excited for Omni-Man.
A cross-up
Check out the new
overhead, too.
season of Invincible.
Yeah.
Like if you
You know? Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. You know, he looks like he's going to be fun. He's doing stuff different than the majority of the roster. He's got a little bit of some classic NRS in him, right? A little bit of his classic NRS